Hey, so welcome everybody. I'd like to call the meeting, the order of the meeting to order at, what time is it? It's 6:33 p.m. for the Parks and Recreation Board. Do we have any additions to the agenda this evening?
Not this time.
If not, I'll ask for a motion to approve the agenda.
Make that motion.
I second it.
Motion carries. Next up on the agenda, we have the approval of the last meeting's minutes. So does anybody have any changes to the April 13th, 2021 meeting? If there aren't any, I'll need a motion to approve them.
Make that motion.
I second it.
Motion carries. Oh, we have to vote, I suppose, right?
Oh, yeah, just say, all in favor.
Yeah, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. So, first item on the orders of business is the Coldwater Crossing request to consider a new park.
All right, in front of you is, in your packet is some information about, a request for a new park. So this isn't the first time that we've received this request. And I will kind of provide a quick summary as to kind of the background of the Coldwater Crossing development. That's where some residents would like to see a park, more so on the west side of the development. So the history of this is that a little over 20 years ago, when Coldwater Crossing was developed into phases, the developer at that time and the city chose to do park dedication fees instead of a actual park land dedication. So per city ordinance, developers have to either dedicate parkland or they need to compensate the city, and the money that the city would get through park dedication fees would go to a neighboring park to further develop that one. So the city has already received park dedication fees for that entire development. Therefore, the current owner developer has already met those requirements and has no obligation to dedicate future parkland to the city of Mare. So with this request, the Park Commission could look at some options. One option is to not do anything. Another is to wait into the future, wait for the Coldwater Crossing development to get developed even further. It does have a few more phases to it. Right now, the 8th edition is kind of moving forward, but that's more to the northeast side of the development. So it would probably be a while until they get, it could be, I don't even know, I'm guessing it could be 5 years or more before they get to the western side of the development. And further along, when that part does get developed, something that's pretty common and has been a theme with other parts of this development is the planned unit development process. It's kind of it's in the city code, and it allows the developer to develop under kind of a specific or a special code that allows kind of negotiations. So they can say, well, we want smaller lots. We want the city to consider smaller lots so we can fit more houses in there. And with that, then the city can say, well, we'll give you, potentially we could ask, we'll give you that variance to our code if you maybe consider parkland.
Yeah.
So that's kind of one approach we could take. Otherwise, currently, if we wanted to move forward in the present, the city could purchase land from the developer. It would have to be rezoned into parkland and then developed into the park. this is kind of a long process as well. It's not as long as waiting for it to be developed, but it does have its, anytime a city purchases land, it can get a little complicated. Where would it go? You know, what piece would we purchase? And then also how would we finance that? So I don't really have a recommendation at this time. This is just kind of more so a discussion. What are your thoughts on, and maybe some direction as far as what do you want me to research more into
Yeah.
as far as this request?
So it says here that, you know, at the time they paid park dedication fees, and those went to support Old Schoolhouse Park. Were there any improvements at the time, or was it more of a maintenance on, you know, basically it's in our general fund, or how did that?
I believe improvements were made to that park
Mhm.
throughout the years with that money.
Sure.
I think it's worth looking into. I mean, Old Schoolhouse is a ways away from, you know, western Coldwater.
Yeah, I guess I'd be curious what the, you know, for other areas of the city, what the walking distance is to the nearest park for all the cities, you know, for different areas of the city, for
Yeah.
example. So like, how long do these people have to walk to get to Old Schoolhouse?
Although Hidden Creek's only park is Meadow Park, right?
Yeah, Meadow.
That's quite a ways from the furthest west side. That'd be no different than Coldwater, really.
Yeah, I could look into, we do have in
However,
our comprehensive plan, we do have a park.
I think I remember seeing that, like the, you know,
Yeah, you usually have.
was a
kinda
map.
Like a map of ideal distances. For
Yep.
each
Right.
house.
Yep.
So, we could look at that a little bit more.
the problem too with Coldwater is there's every open spot, there's holding ponds,
Yeah,
right? I mean, I don't know, it would have to be the furthest west possible.
yeah.
Almost, or northerly, I guess, but that would be then getting close
Close
to
to the river.
Schoolhouse and the river. So I mean, I don't think you're gaining anything there.
Yeah, and I know one suggestion from a resident was, why don't, can we purchase one of the lots? The problem with that is, I think it would be too small.
I was gonna say, that's pretty
One
small.
lot.
I mean,
We
Yeah,
couldn't really fit. it.
quarter acre or a third of, or I don't know how big they are over there.
you need at least two.
Yeah,
Yeah, so we would have to.
and even 2 is a pretty small park.
Right. But you know, Fieldstones isn't
That's true.
ginormous either.
Yeah. Pocket parks are a thing, you know, a nice little,
I think it's something worth looking into, but
The best option is when they further develop it,
and I can talk to
adjust with the developers, see if you can do the 2-lot, when they want to gain more lots, you kind of negotiate that way.
well, and we can even talk to the landowner, you
Yeah.
know, as he's selling off chunks to the developers, maybe he can personally dedicate
Yeah,
a section. Is that even possible?
He can go through that process.
Because I mean,
he
he's,
probably, if he's not gonna ask for any variances, though, he probably already has, and it's zoned properly, he probably doesn't really have to ask for anything
no,
in furthering the development.
Yeah, he doesn't have to, but it's been,
Yeah.
like with the other sections of the development, I believe every other phase has done the PUD process. And so I would,
There's
and
big
that's the thing, I
benefits to
would.
developers to do that, so.
Yeah, I would make the assumption that they would ask for it again in the future phases, but that's the problem too, they might not.
Right.
So then we won't have any really leverage there.
I mean, I think anytime if we're gonna be building a new park or whatever, like, that's always it should be a little longer process, and, and just to make sure that we're not just buying a chunk of land and throwing it down, so.
well, what about just expanding school park? Or just a little bit? Or is there talks
I think
about-
it's built out
Okay.
already. Yeah, it's already kind of, has the.
we're
border.
reaching our,
Max on it? Okay.
Yeah, so so Old Schoolhouse, I think,
shelter
already
and
has its
splash pad.
blueprint, but,
yeah, because I think ideally a park would have been best like by Big Oak Lane, which is kind of centralized in the development, and
Yeah.
that's not even feasible now.
Yeah,
Right. It's a little late for that.
I think next steps for now, I do know the developer. I might just reach out and have a discussion with them and then see where that goes. And then,
I also might talk to the landowner before,
I mean, the landowner.
oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, yeah.
because I know him personally as well, so, just to
Yeah.
see what he has to say.
Yeah, maybe we can sit down with him.
Right. Just talk about it, see if we can work something out, or maybe bring something to council or park commission, or,
Right. Yeah, I think that would be probably the most, make the most sense. For-
that's where we're gonna go with that then?
If you all agree, I think.
I think so, yeah. I mean, it's worth looking into, for sure.
Yeah, because we'll just see kind of if there's any interest, and then maybe, I don't know, with that, I'll do a little bit more research on maybe ideal locations, like what's feasible
Yeah, and I think,
even,
and yeah, just verifying that maybe, maybe there's other, maybe this isn't the area of the city that's most, has the most disparities in terms of access. It might be somebody who's more vocal here, but, it's possible that might not be the best place for us to put, the city to put dollars either.
Yeah, I think that makes sense to look at that map,
Yeah.
again, kind of, okay, how close are all the properties?
Yeah.
And maybe just get a visual of that. too. Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Do we need to do anything to move on to the next item, or we just move on?
Just move on,
All right.
just discussion.
Next item is the park signs.
All right, so at the last meeting, we did discuss replacing all the park signs. The current signs are outdated and some of them can't be reinstalled because they're essentially rotting. So staff has been working with Indigo Signs to create concepts for new signs, and then we did get input at the April meeting, and so included is the concept, I believe, that we all
Yep.
wanted.
Yeah, looks
Yeah,
good.
yeah, looks good.
Yeah. So that, with that, each one of those signs would be about $2,999.91 for a total, for 5 signs of $10,499.55. So this would be paid for out of the Park Capital Fund. That currently has an unreserved balance of $504 and $504,702.21. So staff is recommending that the Park Commission approve the recommendation to council moving forward with purchasing the signs in that amount to be paid out of the Park Capital Fund.
Just one question before we do that.
Mm-hmm.
Did we ever decide what's happening with the name of Old Schoolhouse, or are we just putting a dedication sign for the lions beneath it?
Yeah,
Do a dedication sign, or if,
I think that's what we ended up
Yeah.
discussing.
I think it would be more, the approach would be more so a dedication.
Okay,
I think I might have provided an update in the later, that I am still researching that whole process.
Yeah.
It's definitely more complicated than I thought. Every city kind of does it a little differently, whether you have, I think some cities say if they contribute 50% towards a project, then they get to name that section of the park.
okay,
But the actual renaming of an entire park, I still haven't gotten like clear.
clear boundaries on it?
Exactly. So I'm still researching that, and I will bring it back. But I think it does make sense to do more of a dedication.
Yeah.
right. One more question.
Yeah.
Is Blue Jay Park the basketball court?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Do we really need a sign there? I'm not trying to be
I mean,
mean, but really, do we?
um,
There's nothing really there.
Yeah,
There's no
There's the bas-
shelter, picnic tables, or anything that really have anything.
Yeah, I know we'll have picnic tables there eventually, and we will have the parking.
True.
But
I just don't know that it offers enough to warrant a $3,000 sign.
$2,000.
Sorry, isn't it 2,900 and something?
and it's always something we could do down the road.
Oh,
what'd you say?
It's always something we could do down the road, or?
Yeah, we already have the concept, I don't know. And now with basketball courts going in 2 more parks and stuff, is it really gonna get used all that much? The only thing that would be nice I could see is maybe for the car show at Blue Jay Park,
Yeah,
but then the question arises, which side of the water treatment facility do you put it on?
yeah.
I don't know, I agree with the rest of them, but I don't know if I can, I don't know if I like spending all that money on a sign for Blue Jay when there's not much there to offer. I mean, anybody else?
No, I can understand your point.
I disagree, I guess, only in that if it's one of our, if we list it as one of our parks, I think it should be signed as such. I mean, I kind of get that you can
Yeah.
go online and look at a map and figure out where it is, but if you just drive by the basketball court, I mean, you might not know that there's even a park there.
Is there even an option to put like a little gazebo thing like we did in Westridge? Is
yeah,
there
I
even
think
enough
there's
room there?
There might be like something, we could even do like a small shelter, like, you know, one of those ones that have like the post with like,
Oh, like an
a
umbrella.
winged top, umbrella top or
Yeah.
something. So there are options. I know one thing I was gonna mention too is like, I mean, I think most people know it's a public park.
That's kind of what I
It's
meant,
like a-
like,
Like it's that people can use it because it's a public space.
And see, when we were kids, it was. I mean, the water treatment facility wasn't there. It was huge.
Yep.
Band shell underneath the water tower where we
Really?
served all the
Yeah.
food and stuff for our
Uncle Shane
mayor
days.
days and everything. I mean, it used to be huge.
Yeah,
That's why I guess to me, that's not a park. I'm just having trouble with, I want the sign, but like, I want it to offer more, you know?
And I think, you know, that's a good point. And I think now that we have a full commission again, it makes sense to bring back kind of the
Maybe-
big discussion
Right.
on what we want to see in each.
get your things with Blue Jay Park.
Well, then let's go ahead with the sign and then the signs, and then we can discuss further renovations of the site
Yeah.
moving forward.
I think that,
I would agree with like a shelter, you know, and just like
Something.
a couple picnic tables and
Yeah,
that type of thing.
something that a family can go up there and, you know, I don't know, it just, so it feels more like a park, I
Yeah.
guess.
yeah, I think that's good. I mean, we're getting our parking, which is huge.
That's huge, but you know who's gonna use it all.
Yeah, and now, I know, and then, but then now we can, visualize, I think, more there, now that we have that parking.
Do we know if, like, Snap Fitness, will they be finishing any more parking with them tarring and stuff there?
Not as far as I know. I can reach out to the engineer to see if they've requested, any additional, because I know,
Oh, it just would be nice to look nice, you know, tarred all the
Yeah.
way to the end for parking for that juice bar and the,
Yeah, the juice bar, that area that's in front of it.
right, it's all
What-
gravel, it kinda looks
What is,
crummy.
what is that area, is it, you know,
I think it's actually parking,
oh, it is, okay.
but at least that's what I've always seen it used as, but.
is it just they didn't build up the rest of that future building or something like that?
Well, at one time when it was first built, it was just a storage facility.
Right,
So then apparently they didn't rent it out enough and they had to change it into everything else, so.
yeah, I'll reach out to the engineer, because I know part of this project,
would just be nice to look finished.
Yep.
Yeah.
'Cause I think I even spoke with another owner on that street, considering doing to the building and, you know, so. I was just aesthetic purposes, that's all, just asking.
yeah, and
We're
sometimes
doing
with
all
these
this work, so. it's fine.
projects,
Money is a factor.
Yeah,
property owners can request the contractor to do it and then charge them.
yep,
And usually you can get it done at a reduced rate since
Yeah.
they aren't.
Yeah, it's a
Yep.
big project,
Cause
so.
I know there's plenty of residents that were asking about that too.
Driveway paving and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense when they're here.
yeah.
Okay, so,
So I guess we would need a motion to approve, purchase and construction of the signs.
I'll make that motion.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Building signs. And next item on the agenda is the community festival, and we have an update.
All right, so I did do a little research. I think I might have been looking at some limited websites, but Eric did provide me an email with some good options. This is kind of what I was originally looking for,
Mhm.
something like this.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, this thing's cool.
But
So it's kind of like, it's like a competition thing, like you all stand underneath it, everybody pumps, and whoever, I think like maybe you're connected to the person across from you, so you're trying to pop everybody else's balloon.
Oh, that's cool.
And so yeah, four people could do it at once instead of just,
Yep,
That'd
just
be
one.
fun.
yeah.
What about like the water balloon launchers?
I didn't find anything for that. Yeah.
Because the Boy Scouts always have them suckers
I
in
don't
the
know where
Delano
they're getting
parade.
them.
no,
They're fun. They look fun. to-
Well, you could just buy some launchers, but I was thinking like the cages or whatever, like,
Yeah,
maybe you could
I was
build something,
too.
but
Right.
I couldn't find anything for rent anyway.
Yeah,
Huh.
I couldn't either. I could only find the dunk tank, like that for water
Yep.
stuff. So, it's just a standard
I think that's something different.
dunk tank.
Oh, the kids would get a kick out of that, for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
And usually it's hot during the festival, so I mean, that'd be
Right.
perfect.
I
Yeah.
think both of those are good ideas.
Yeah, if you agree, you could make a motion to recommend to council renting this for Mayor Rising Community Festival. What I would do then is, before I bring it to council, I would just confirm with Mayor Rising Committee that, like, they're okay with us doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And there's enough
Um,
help to take care of it then, too.
We would have to commit to,
We would may have to man it,
yeah.
basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, is that where we have like a little tent area then, too, to talk about, you know,
That is a good
things that are
question.
coming up and
Yeah,
get
we can-
input in and stuff like that from community?
Yeah, we can definitely provide information like about like the park board. Come ask us questions about what we're working on.
Yep.
Or what would maybe even a box like what would you like to see, or
Yep.
that they could stick their comment in or
Yep.
something. I think that'd be a good idea too.
What's the date of the festival?
I think it's July 10th.
10th, yeah.
Now, we'd also have to purchase a lot of water balloons, I'm assuming.
Yes.
I wonder if it's included anything.
I didn't
No.
see in the notes whether or not they included the.
And we should probably find either a farmer or a place we can rent
It does say balloons
Well-
included.
stock tanks.
Oh,
So we can have 10 tons of water balloons ready.
It
Well,
says
this stuff.
100 come with it.
what if we talk to the fire department and have them bring out the tanker and put one of the
Oh,
things out?
yeah, that would work.
I mean, you're showing off the
Although
truck.
somebody would have to eventually get in and walk around in that, which I don't think is a great idea.
Oh, okay,
Because if there's anything sharp on the ground or anything, I mean, those things are pretty tough, but
yeah.
generally you don't walk inside of them.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's why I'm thinking some, 100-gallon or
Yep.
something stock tanks, if we could rent or borrow, loan.
This says that 100 are included, and we can buy more.
I think we would need to buy more.
Yeah.
I mean, do we need to confirm that the rest of the commission is able to commit to some time during the festival for I mean, because it would just suck to stick somebody there next to it for 6 hours
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, I guess we would have to decide like what hours we would want to do it.
Yeah.
And then, shifts, like would it be?
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Hour and a half shift or whatever it.
Yeah, I mean, we can bring this back. I think we have time to talk about it again at the June meeting.
Yeah.
And just talk about commitment. I can at least bring it to Mayor Rising Committee and just say, this is what we're thinking, what do you think?
Yep.
Yeah, I think we should, the only thing I would worry about is because we've got, basically, like, when I was looking, there's maybe like 4 places in the metro that like rent out dunk tanks or things are similar. Like, I just would maybe be afraid if we wait until June,
Right, I can
if stuff's
ask
gonna rent
them-
out.
Yeah, I can ask them availability.
Okay.
Okay, does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, okay. All right, so that's kind of our plan, and then we will bring it back, I'll bring it back in June, and we'll kind of commit, see if we can all commit to that.
You know, in looking at this, they do sell the kit for water balloon launchers. You know, the straps, the pull.
Uh-huh.
I wonder if, you know,
I would think that we would want to have cages, because we don't want to be liable for anyone
Yeah.
getting hurt.
oh, come on.
Hey, we're a city, we gotta think about
I
these things.
know.
Yeah, the
Taking
nice
all
thing about
the
the
fun
cages
out
is
of it when
can't-
you
I
can
know,
peg
that's my-
one.
that's my job.
Then with the cars and everything like that.
Yeah, I suppose.
My job is to think about these things. And I'm the,
It's fine until some kid
You're
loads
the
a,
anti-fun police.
some kid loads a rock into it.
it's true.
I'm just kidding.
It's okay. Okay,
Yeah, I think then we better stick with that.
Yeah.
stick with that, okay. See, this looks very secure and.
She's momming us.
Is there anything
Yeah,
else on
so
that? I think?
that's that. I think we got some good, enough direction on that one.
That's project updates.
Oh, so just the Lions Park, again, still working on that name change request and how to approach that. Splash Pad Pavilion, I did meet with that other company. Were not able to get me any concepts back yet, because it does kind of take a while for them to draw those up. But, we had a good meeting, and I think we'll be able to kind of visualize, I was able to go over some concepts with him and things I liked and things that I wanted to bring to you all. And so it should be done by June, so we can then kind of get a feel for which designs we
Okay.
would prefer and move ahead with. And then basketball court, again, that's for Discovery. Staff is still coordinating that. I think we're hoping that that'll be done in June, but I know we have a lot of projects going on right now, so we're just trying to get that coordinated, and I think one of the people that we want to use is working on the street project, so.
One more question with the Blue Jay basketball court.
Mhm.
With the new addition of the parking, will we be putting fence then along that side, just as we did along the alley? Because we don't want basketballs flying.
Let me ask, yeah, we can look into that.
Chasing basketball.
Why don't
Yeah.
we should almost cage in 3 sides,
Yeah.
other than the water treatment facility side.
Okay.
Well, because then it's not flying out in the Blue Jay, it's not flying into the cars parked there, and it's not, you know, I don't know, I think that.
No, I think that's worth
safety
looking
issue.
into, that's a good point.
Sorry.
No,
Make more
no, it's
work
good.
for you, but it's just
No,
something
I
we should
mean,
look
that's
into.
why we have, different minds thinking about these things, because,
I mean, not that a basketball is gonna do much, but in some of these newer cars, the metal's like tissue paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Send a nice dent.
right. Yeah, no, that's a good point. I'll talk to Kyle, and then we'll probably bring it back for discussion.
Sounds good.
And then the only other thing I was asked by a council member to, do we want to reach out to, so we have Mayor Lutheran High School using our baseball fields a lot right now. And then I think sometimes we get the school district, Watertown Mayor, that uses them too for recreation purposes. Do we want to reach out to them and ask them how it's I think it makes sense to, but just ask them how it's going, like, do you want to see anything else? Like, are there any improvements you want us?
Are we grading them?
Huh?
Are we like grading them and stuff?
Yeah, so Public Works so we have an agreement, at least with Mayor Lutheran High School, to, that we mow and we maintain and prepare the fields before every game. They have their own responsibilities, so it's kind of a team effort.
Sure.
Yep.
But, and I think that's been going really, really well. But I just had somebody ask if we wanted to reach out to them and see.
Yeah, for sure. You
See if
should
there's
reach out and
anything
just
else.
see if there's anything the city can do or they can do, or, you know, meet in the middle.
Yeah, I can do together.
Yeah, okay, so I'll do that and I'll report back what they say.
Sounds good.
All right.
Back at the shelter.
Yeah.
My question is, because you sent me those plans,
Mm-hmm.
my thinking was to, if we can try and reuse the old shed.
Mm-hmm.
But what I need to know is, does it need to be a storm shelter, or does it need to, can it be just a shelter?
It doesn't have to be a storm shelter.
Because if it doesn't have to be a storm shelter, then we can make use of what we have probably. If it needs to be a storm shelter, then it's just tear down and rebuild then, because it needs to be blocking that sort of thing. So, when I have time here, hopefully this next month, for the next meeting, I will try to, Mike has keys in the building, so I can get in there, we can measure things up and try to just do a rough sketch of stuff, of ideas. I saw your plan, I think we need to add maybe an area for a vendor type of thing, so people can, you know, like the Lions, they could have burgers and that kind of thing, and hot dogs, that sort of thing. Maybe, I've talked to some other people with the bathrooms, as to, we could downscale the bathrooms a little bit. You know, they need to be handicap accessible, but we don't need as much as
Don't
what
they
was
need
there.
showers?
They do not need showers. We just need to have flushable
Okay.
facilities.
I wasn't sure if we put the splash pad in. Wasn't there something about changing rooms or something?
Yeah, they can be like bathrooms.
So you wanna have changing rooms, like family rooms then type of thing? Family
I
bathroom?
think that would be ideal, just
Yeah.
so like if people wanna
Yeah.
get in and out of their.
So have a men's, women's, but have a family bathroom then too.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think, yeah, just with a recirculation system, we would need flushable bathrooms.
yep,
I guess subsistence,
yeah, yeah.
Now, would you think that building's big enough? Like, if we'd take half of it and do like what you're saying, the bathrooms, and then like a recreational area with, where we could grill and sell burgers and stuff, do you think we could save the roof and stuff and still have like part of a band shell almost?
I'm
Or-
thinking, yeah, we still need to expand this way
Okay,
a little bit, just to,
that would be an awful.
because that way we could put bathrooms there, that type of thing,
Right.
because we're not digging into the old concrete. We can just dig our trenches, put that stuff up, and use the old concrete stuff. We might have to do some patching type of thing,
And epoxy or
of course.
something.
Yeah, we do epoxy or something like that, yeah, for sure.
Sweet, yeah, that'd look great. That'd be awesome, huge
So-
cost savings.
Yeah, so whether, sell the tin or something like that, have someone, I mean, some
Yeah.
people,
Right,
a few $1,000s, it's
Yeah.
a few $1,000s to put towards the cost, so.
Yeah.
right.
And have them take it down type of thing, and then just go back to the 6x6s and modify the roof a little bit and put new trusses in, make it probably hip like was on the plan, but just make it broad, maybe get some, I was thinking too, do we wanna make it kind of old school? Where it's straight up and has the notches like the old buildings do? Do we wanna go that route?
That'd be kinda cool.
Just to throw something else in there.
Mimic like
Yeah,
Heltz's roof line or the
Yeah.
other one across the street with the, yeah, I see what you're saying.
or even like Bob's Repairs
Yeah.
got that too.
Yeah.
Think about that and let me know next time we
It is
talk.
old
But
school park, that would.
yeah, that would be the thing. That way you could have, it's more area to sponsor then. You could have the old school park up there, but then sponsored by Lions and,
Would this be big enough to put like a small stage in it if there was a DJ ever or a band or you think?
yeah, I think so. If we brought that out far enough, there's plenty of room in that other part of the building. I don't know why not. I was thinking too is actually if you could divide it off then. So if you, whether or not you had a curtain in there you could pull, that way you have two family get-togethers, they're not,
Yeah.
just, I'm just throwing stuff out there, but that was the quick things I was thinking about,
Right.
whether or not you
No,
make.
we're talking like the the shell, the place the people would sit would face obviously the ball field.
Yeah, that way you can have picnic tables, watch the games
Right,
while you're
okay.
sitting there.
Right.
And then have all the concessions parts at the, the back of it. And that way, the, summer festival,
And another thing we
they
could
can use
do,
it too.
if we wanted more outdoor seating and shade, where were we? God, was that Buffalo? We were playing a ball game and they had their concession stands centralized, but they had those huge like canvas sheets
Oh.
off the ends. So you could have picnic tables. and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
So you just had to put the post up and you'd obviously take those sheets down in winter and
Oh,
stuff.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But that was really neat and inexpensive
Yeah, I
for
actually
shelter.
had
Exactly.
him- I actually had the guy,
Gain a lot of
I
extra
talked
square
to,
footage that way.
Yeah,
Um,
you could still have your
throw a few of
concrete
those
pad, but
concepts in with the shades, just so you can, yeah, you can have the shelter shade, but then you can have sitting shade too.
Yeah.
with the splash pad, yeah.
yeah, that would be sweet with them triangle looking,
Yeah,
that was
Sun
pretty sweet.
sails are really
Yeah, that
cool.
was pretty
Yeah.
sweet to see.
all right, I mean, that's what I just wanted to mention to them.
yeah, no, that would be, yeah, that'd be great.
I'll just sketch something out roughly and then, bring a copy and you guys
That's
make
great.
your little tweaks and go from there.
Sounds good.
Do we have any other comments?
No, sir.
Unless there's anything else, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll make that motion.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thanks,
Done.
everyone.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
I like the idea.